Hey guys, just thought I'd turn the camera back on and do something a little bit different this time. Break away from my talking about Japan and studying and things like that. Sorry, a little bit of coffee. I like my festive mug. Enjoy right there. Very nice. I got it for free, my only mug, and served me well this past year. But yeah, anyway, what I wanted to talk about was I want to do something a little bit different. I'm actually recording this video right now on my PSVita. It's kind of been a lifesaver in that regard. I recorded my first few videos on my awful built-in webcam, and then recorded a video not that long ago. My budgeting in Japan video was shot on my digital camera. It's not lying around here. My Canon digital camera, which I thought would be the answer to my problems. It shoots in HD, does some really nice videos and some good sound recording. But the problem is it just eats through the batteries far too quickly. And so I just sort of had to give up on that because I was having to buy a new set of batteries every time I wanted to record a video, and it wasn't economical. But yeah, I just thought over the last few days that my Vita, which I bought here in Japan, has cameras both on the front and the back, and kind of occurred to me, well, why don't I just try using that? And I showed it before. I previously uploaded videos going for a walk and out and about in Matsuyama, and it works pretty well, so I thought I'd stick with this. But yeah, anyway, on to the actual point of the video, and yeah, talking about PS Vita, I just thought I'd give a quick review of a game. I've had my Vita since launch day after launch day. It hasn't been doing too well so far, but I'm pretty confident it's going to pick up. It's a fantastic piece of hardware. It just needs some decent games, really. As of yet, we've only got Uncharted, Gravity Rush. A few decent games are out, but not really enough, and I can see why it's been slow to take off. Although it has, sales have jumped quite a bit in the last week or so in Japan with the launch of Persona 4. A JRPG which was originally on the PlayStation 2, a game which I own on the PlayStation 2, and for very good reason that has boosted the sales of the Vita. It's a fantastic game, and I look forward to picking that up when it gets its localization. But one game I have bought for the Vita is this. It might be the wrong way around on the camera, I'm not sure, but it's Tales of Innocence R. Now, any of you out there who are JRPG fans will no doubt be aware of the Tales of series, a very successful JRPG series that by Namco Bandai, and probably best known in the West for Tales of Symphonia on the GameCube, which was then later ported to the PS2, and Tales of Vesperia, Tales of Vesperia came out on the 360, but Namco Bandai are notoriously bad at localizing these games. It does take forever, and only maybe 3 or 4 tops have made it to the West. And Tales of Innocence is one of those games. It was originally released on the original DS, and was pretty popular, did pretty well, and I haven't played the original version. But with the release of the Vita, it got a remake, and I'm a JRPG fan ever since playing Final Fantasy VII for the first time on my PS1. I've loved JRPGs, and yeah, so I thought I'd pick this up. I thought this would be something of a must-buy for me, and yeah, I just thought I'd talk about it quickly. And basically, what I would say about this game is, it is obvious that it's been ported from a DS game. The graphics are decent, but they're clearly not stretching the Vita even slightly. I know it's early days, but we've seen with Uncharted and Gravity Days what the Vita can do. And it's been given a graphical overhaul. It looks decent, but to me it doesn't look much better than Tales of Symphonia back on the GameCube, and that's got to be a good 10 years old now. So and you know, the DS is a much less powerful console, and I'm sure that on the DS this would have been an absolutely fantastic RPG. The story is it's a good length. It took me about 35 hours or so to complete it first time through. Although, you know, I took my time. I didn't do every little side quest. I didn't spend hours grinding, but I took my time. I explored dungeons. I made sure I could get the most out of it. But the story is good. Nothing groundbreaking. Basically, without giving any spoilers, it revolves around a group of young adults, as every JRPG seems to do, have to go out on a quest to save the world. But the twist here is that they're all heroes, these demons and angels and like people in a previous life that fought in a great war that eventually saw sort of the earth and the heaven, which were originally one world. It resulted in them being split apart, and now, however many years later, they've been reincarnated as these young children, but with the powers of their previous selves. And yeah, it's good fun. The characters are quite good. The main character, Lucas, you know, your average sort of 18-year-oldish boy with a kind of, can be a little bit annoying at times. He's not confident and scared of fighting and things like that, but slowly grows into himself, etc., etc. But no, the characters on the whole are pretty good. For a couple of pretty interesting characters. But you know, the story wouldn't necessarily bring me running back to play it through it again. I am playing through it for a second time, but what really brought me back is the good old Tales of battle system, which anyone who's played Tales of game will be very familiar with. Random encounters, but unlike a Final Fantasy type turn-based system, you're free to run about the battle arena, bash circle to smack your enemy over the head with your sword. The second D-pad that the PSVita thankfully has works as your controls for special attacks. Just give that a hit and it'll take off some of your TP, your technique points, and you'll fire off one of your special attacks. And it's not particularly deep, but it's standard Tales of battle system, and I personally love that battle system. You know, it doesn't look like this game will get ported. They are pretty bad at that, but I would say that if you're willing to put in the hours of the translation, or of course if you can speak and read Japanese, then it probably is worth getting this if you're really determined. Because as of yet there aren't a great deal of JRPGs, well, not a great deal of anything on the Vita yet, but certainly not a great deal of JRPGs. And yeah, but Innocence, it's pretty good. You've got the other things, you've got the cooking, you've got side quests, you've got all the other things that the Tales of series are famous for. And if you're willing to put up with the fact that it's clearly a DS port and it's not stretching the Vita, then it's a game well worth playing, I'd say. Right. Yeah, anything else? Just scanning this Japanese. No, the box doesn't really give away a great deal. But yeah, so you know, if you got yourself a PS Vita, or you're getting a PS Vita, there's not many of you out there, I'm sure. But I implore that you do. They're a fantastic piece of kit that's only going to get better. And you like your JRPGs, and you're considering whether to get a hold of Innocence on import, then I'd say yes. I'd say it's worth it. Right, okay, I've almost hit 10 minutes and I've rambled a fair bit, so I'll end it here and I'll see you all next time.